Hi everyone, I'm Kisha, your host of Beauty and the Wise, the ultimate lifestyle and wellness podcast for women over 40, where we are redefining the narrative around what aging well looks like. Whether you call it aging well, healthy aging, pro-aging, we're here to discuss it all. We will cover topics from hormonal health to fitness, nutrition, personal development, mental and emotional well-being. Nothing is off limits. We'll have industry insiders, experts, friends on the show to discuss everything so that you can have the knowledge that you need to advocate for your own health and well-being. Today's guest is a medical practitioner that specializes in obstetrics and gynecology and OBGYN. We are going to discuss vaginal health, sexual wellness, especially for what this looks like for women over 40. We're going to talk about things that you should be thinking about, why it's important to see a gynecologist, different sort of tests or screenings that you should be prioritizing for your own health and well-being. Today's guest is Dr. Carla Ming-Reese, our OBGYN. Hi, Carla. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Carla, let's start out by telling us about Dr. Carla Ming-Reese. Who are you? What's going on?
Okay, I'm an OBGYN here on the island, back for about 15 years. I'm the mother of a 15-year-old boy. Yeah, that's basically it.
That covers it. So let's just dive in. Why is it important for women over 40 to have a gynecologist in their life, especially, especially if they're going through perimenopause and menopause? Why should we see a gynecologist?
Because of the many changes that can happen. Most commonly, changes in the cycle, in your periods, and sometimes can cause other physical symptoms like anemia because of the heavy bleeding, sometimes can cause depression because of the hormonal changes. Yeah, it's important that you have a practitioner that you can trust, that you feel comfortable with, to discuss any of your symptoms and ask your questions.
So are there any other key health concerns or conditions that you monitor as well?
In 40s, people still get pregnant, right? That is a big one, and it seems to be increasing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
These days, people seem to be getting pregnant later on in life. Once they're established, they have their careers, and then they are open to having children. But general menstrual issues, issues with sexual health, vaginal dryness, lichen sclerosis, there's a lot of things that we do monitor.
Okay. So sometimes women, they think they just need to see their GP and they're good. They may be hesitant about seeing a gynecologist on a regular basis. So what would you say to somebody that actually either embarrassed or just don't know that they need to come and see you?
Okay. Well, they can see their GP, right? GPs can help in some cases, and often if you don't feel comfortable or if you don't feel like you're being heard or things aren't improving, then you should look into a specialist in the area that you're having an issue with.
Okay. Yeah. And would you say that you find that when women show up and come and see you, there's some misconceptions about what it is, especially what's going on with their body, or especially when it comes to menopause or hormonal changes?
Yeah. Most commonly, and it's surprising, women come and they think they're going crazy. Like, there's something wrong with me. They're unable to control their emotions, having mood swings here and there. A lot of women we find are on medications for depression, when it can be just hormonal issues that are happening. Yeah, that's surprising.
Yes, and you're absolutely right. They have no idea all these symptoms, what it's connected to, how it's all related. So it is important, I guess you would say it is important to have that strong relationship with a gynecologist as well as any other medical practitioner to improve their health and well-being. So would you say it's important that their relationship, not only with their GP, but other practitioners like an endocrinologist or nutritionist, all of these things matter?
Yes, yes. Sometimes they're necessary, and it's important that you discuss your concerns so we can direct you to the right people.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And so how do you support women that are experiencing, sexual dysfunction during or discomfort during menopause or during perimenopause?
I think it's important that they know that they're not alone. Like, this happens commonly. We need to investigate other physical things like ultrasounds, looking for fibroids, polyps, making sure there's nothing physically causing like the changes in bleeding or pain with intercourse. Let them know that commonly there's decreased lubrication. We go through various options for improving lubrication, from non-prescription to prescription, just to try and improve their general health.
Okay, so what sort of specific screenings or tests should women be, or would you recommend to women, or that they should be thinking about?
In the 40s, definitely mammogram, pap smear, and then depending on complaints,
Okay.
sometimes ultrasounds are needed. Yeah.
Okay. And I think that you would encounter, like you said, you have women that are getting pregnant later in life. So it's a range of different things and reasons why someone should at least come and see their gynecologist and what would be a regular? Once a year?
Yes,
Twice a year?
at least once a year. And then depending on if there's other conditions that we're monitoring, then we'll tell you how frequently to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what advice would you give to women who feel overwhelmed? They're over 40, they feel overwhelmed by all these changes in your body. I mean, you're a woman, you're a mother, you're a working woman as well. What sort of advice do you give to women over 40?
I would say to give yourself grace. And every woman, like I said, goes through it, varying symptoms. Not everybody has the same issues, but there's so many ways that the lack of hormones can affect you. And I would say to talk about it, let it be known, because sometimes we can help you, but we have to know about it to help you.
Okay. And this is where that strong relationship with, your gynecologist or your other medical practitioners that you have in your life comes into play.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how do women get an appointment with you? How do they come to see? Is it a referral? What would they need to do?
Yeah, it can be a referral, most commonly from a GP, if they notice a problem or something that needs further following, further investigations, then they'll refer. But you can also call the office. My office number is 236-3851, and speak with the receptionist. They'll let you know if you need a referral or not. And it depends on your insurance.
Okay,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
You're right. And what do you say in regards to, women that come to see you, but then you refer them to others as well, depending on the condition?
Yes, definitely. Like, I don't know everything. Like, often referral to endocrine. I love Dr. Fountain. I send a lot of women to Dr. Fountain, and she helps with a lot of conditions that I deal with as well.
Okay.
I think she has a special interest in menopause, which is helpful for me. Other hormonal conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome, we refer to her. Amenorrhea, people are not having periods.
Okay.
We would do investigations. If I can't find a reason, I would send to her. Physiotherapy for like pelvic floor issues,
Okay.
prolapse, rectal, bladder, uterine prolapse, various ways they can help, certain exercises, even after C-sections to help decrease scarring. They can do some scar release, pelvic floor work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're basically helping to create someone's medical file, like, paint this bigger picture, not just focused on one area, but work with other medical practitioners, to support a woman in what she's going through.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, there's so many other topics that we can talk about under gynecology, but is there any other points that come to mind that you find some of your patients just top of mind that they're coming to see you about?
Commonly, the changes that happen with periods, being too heavy. There's so many things that can happen around menopause. Heavy, light, too frequent, less frequent, more pain, less pain. there's so many different things that can happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, it's important to add you on the list in regards to practitioners that a woman should definitely go and see in regards to their regular exams or different tests or screening that they should do.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Ming, hold on a sec. You mentioned that women over 40 are coming in, pregnant. I remember there being a time when people used to think, oh, I don't have a period anymore, or I'm over 40, I can't get pregnant anymore. Are you telling me that people now, even over 50, I can hear that they're getting pregnant? Is this, this is normal?
So it can happen, yes. Not common over 50, definitely. Most of the people in the 40s that I talk about are actually trying to get pregnant.
Okay.
But it's also important to think that, during perimenopause, you can still be randomly ovulating, but we just don't know when that's happening, right?
Okay.
We're not in menopause until we go a full year of no cycles. So it's important when people say they haven't had a period for like 6 months, we say, have you done a pregnancy test, right? That's what we need to do first, because you can miss for 6 months and then the period can show up again, okay? But you're not in menopause until we've gone a full year of no cycles.
Yes, I think especially for my, excuse me, I've got to start again. And I think especially for me, when I was going through perimenopause and had no idea that I was that person, I was buying pregnancy tests because I had no clue. Why am I not seeing a period, 2 months, 3 months, and then I get a period and then there's nothing again. So yeah, I think I was a regular at the pharmacy buying pregnancy tests.
Yeah. And I think nowadays, with IVF, we have so many advances. We do have women in their 50s purposely getting pregnant with IVF. Yeah.
We talked about women coming to see you in regards to sexual dysfunction or just changes in their hormones. As a medical practitioner, how do you go about advising them to have this conversation with, the significant others or their partners in their lives?
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of my patients that I actually do have a good relationship with, when they come with their complaints, sometimes I tell them to bring their husbands or their partners with them to the next appointment. So we can just kind of talk about the changes that happen during that time. So they know they're not being rejected. Sometimes it helps them to be more patient if they can understand exactly what is happening with their partner.
So we talked about sexual dysfunction. How do you address concerns about low libido or help or provide support for women in that regard, or what should they be thinking about?
Again, telling them that they're not alone. It's common with the changes in the hormones. Sometimes people can get improvements with HRT, but then we would have to look at other issues that are being addressed. If we can address multiple issues with one thing like HRT, then I would say that's a plus. We're like balancing the risks and benefit profile. Some people, like I know Dr. Fountain prescribes testosterone nowadays. I have never prescribed testosterone, but I do refer for patients that may benefit from that. Sometimes it's like a psychological or mental thing where they don't feel like themselves. They're not interested, or they're gaining weight. That's another thing that comes along frequently with menopause, although it doesn't have to be all the time. But yeah, there's other things that we can do to address low libido.
And you would, and you would refer them to other practitioners as well for added extra support?
So for counseling, yes. Like I mentioned before, Dr. Fountain, because I know she prescribes testosterone, which can help improve libido. If there's lubrication that's an issue, there's certain medications that we can give for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, Dr. Ming-Reese, this is definitely a lot. So, like you said, they don't necessarily need a referral. Obviously, if they do, they can get it through their GP. We'll put all your information in our show notes so that women can reach out to you if they have any questions or want to talk to you. But yeah, if there's nothing else that you want to add, I just want to say thank you for coming onto the show. I love having conversations with you. So thank you. I do appreciate this.
Thank you.
So thank you for those that watched the show today. I appreciate that. As Dr. Ming-Reese said, her information will be in the show notes in regards to how you can get in contact with her. You can either do it by a referral or you can reach out to their office to make an appointment. So all of that information will be in the show notes. Thank you again for watching Beauty and the Wise. So we just finished interviewing Dr. Carla Ming-Reese, who I am grateful to have on the show. But it brought back some of the memories that I had when I was going through my perimenopausal journey that I didn't even realize I was on. I was that woman that didn't have periods, a month, 2 months at a time, thinking, oh my God, am I pregnant? What's going on? And I don't even know why I even was thinking I was pregnant, because I wasn't even having sex. But the fact that I went from being so regular, like clockwork, every month to nothing, the first thing you think about is, am I pregnant? I mean, I was in my late 30s, creeping into 40, and not having a period at all really kind of freaks you out there. I was at the pharmacy buying pregnancy tests all the time. So yeah, when she mentioned, women over 40 getting pregnant, either planned or really unexpected, yeah, that kind of made sense to me. And also, I was one of those individuals who, I've always been very on top of my health and wellness. So doctor's visits to my gynecologist were regular. They were in my calendar every year. So yeah, going to get screenings. I had fibroids, and that was something that was new to me. But again, Black women, this is at a higher risk for fibroids. So that was something that I worked with my gynecologist, who actually happened to be Dr. Carla Ming-Reese. And so she was really good at explaining and referring me to go and get ultrasounds, and being able to just understand what was happening to my body in that regard. It was helpful, as well as working with my GP, who, my records, obviously between the two of them, were shared, so they both knew what was happening. They both knew who was screening for what the test results were. So it really helps to get that complete picture when you're talking about your health and well-being. So I am grateful for people like Dr. Carla Ming-Reese. I'm grateful for Dr. Keenan at the time, was my doctor that helped me through this, as well as other medical practitioners that I've been seeing along the way on this perimenopause or menopausal journey that I'm on right now. So definitely reach out, send me an email, send me messages. I've been getting tons of feedback from season 1, and it's been really encouraging as women are thankful that somebody is talking about these things. Someone is introducing them to different medical practitioners that they can now go and see and just voice their concerns with. So I'm really, really really thankful, that Beauty and the Wise is able to do this for so many women. So I look forward to what's to come, and I hope that you continue on this journey with me.